All right, y'all, this is your girl Queen B coming to y'all with yet another reaction. Happy holidays, and y'all, we getting ready to start this new year off right. Okay, we got the countdown before our boy Trump takes office, right along with his team. Now, this is a very interesting story, and it was brought to my attention. He goes by King Randall on X, so if y'all want to follow him there, y'all can. And I'll be watching this clip. If you want to see the full clip, y'all, then you would go to Glenn Beck's page and his podcast episode 239, okay? I wanted to react to this certain part because this young guy had a thing against white people. Like, he said he hated them, you know what I'm saying, for when in his younger years, but he turned over a leaf when he actually, you know, I believe he went to like the White House. Don't get me wrong, I think he met Trump or something like that. Something in that nature happened that made him change his mind because he was brainwashed by the media. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to see how he felt at the time to now is a beautiful thing. And that's happening, you know, with a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? I myself was once brainwashed by the media, but it took me to see why they were targeting this one man and why. And my why went into researching and then just finding out my information for my own self. So, you know, while I'm still on this journey, learning everything. So, yeah, again, the title of this is The Gen Z King Keeping Georgia Boys Off the Streets. That's one of his foundations that he does. And then it says Glenn Beck Podcast episode 239. Y'all, if y'all want to see the entire clip, it's like an hour, 15 something minutes long. So y'all can go check it out on Glenn Beck's podcast. All right, so with that being said, y'all, let's dive on in.
Because some people will go work 10 hours at Burger King doing the best job they can, but refuse to go spend that same 10 hours working on themselves at home. And I'm just like, you can get yourself out of these situations. Like, if I always say, there's like, oh, well, black people, you know, they don't have access to this and that. Okay, cool. If he can go work 8-9 hours at somebody's job, he has the ability to go home and work on his own stuff. Period. This is what I've done with my organization. I literally, like, when I wanted the organization to happen, I made it happen. I got up every day. I would go cut hair, and all in the middle of the night, I would go change starters and go change, fuel pumps or whatever. I would go paint houses with my brother, etc. And we would make our money like that. And I would use that money to pay the bills at the house with my kids, and then make sure everything was squared away. I was able to do this at 19 years old. You mean to tell me, like, we just dumb and stupid, huh? Like, that's what I tell people. They're like, oh, well, black people aren't able to. I'm like, you don't realize how much that's actual white supremacy, because you have made yourself believe that we are incapable of doing anything better. We are incapable of trying to better ourselves. The only way we could do better is if white people help us do it. So in honesty, yeah, white people are supreme over you, but they're not supreme over me. That's not what I believe. I believe that I can go and do stuff. And they're like, oh, well, we can't be racist because black people aren't in positions. We got black mayors, black city councilmen, et cetera, et cetera. So can they be racist now? Like, it's these stupid things we talk about all the time. They resonate in our community, and we truly believe some of the things that's going on. And I'm like,
did you ever believe any of that stuff?
Absolutely.
You did.
I used to hate white people. Like, when I was like,
wait, you hated white people?
Oh yeah, I hated white people. Like, my 16, 17. You gotta think. When I was in high school, Donald Trump became president. When I was in high school at the time, you got to think I was on, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and of course, everybody's just posting all this bad stuff about, Donald Trump or whatever like that. So I'm just like, oh man, he's racist, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you're not doing any research. You're a kid or whatever.
It's so funny. I know Donald.
So I'm just stopping right there. So that was me, y'all. That's what I was saying. Like, all I heard was bad stuff about him, and just, they like, and believed it. That was one of the reasons that I did not vote for him when it was time to vote him, because I was believing the media and all that other type of stuff. So I'm so excited and glad that I finally, got to go to, not only did I get to go to a Trump rally, the first and my final rally because he's in office, but I got to do the research, you know what I'm saying? I got to find out who he really was and how the media can really flip his sayings and stuff, because that's what they would do. And it was because of y'all that told me real quick, and I'm gonna get back into the video. Y'all was like, you gotta go and watch the full clip, the real clip. So when I did that, and then I watched the rally for the first time, and then seen how the next day words was flipped and stuff, and I was like, oh wow. So like, yes, you do definitely have to go research, or you will get caught up in the mess. You will believe what the media is feeding your brain. Like, that's real talk. I was one of them.
Trump, and I've been listening to you for the last 5 minutes, and all I keep thinking is I have to introduce you to Donald Trump. He will love you.
Oh yeah. So I took a picture with him one time. I think we were in Tennessee. I believe.
Good. So you know each other.
No, we don't know each other. I think it was one of those things where we could take a picture with him.
Okay.
But I introduced myself, but he probably don't remember. But where was I?
You were saying when you were 16, Donald Trump was a racist.
Donald Trump was the president, right? I remember I was working at Chick-fil-A. I remember the day he got elected. It felt like the world was about to end, like because of how they made it seem, in the media and on social media, whatever. Like, I mean, it was terrible. Like, it's like it was cloudy that day, and everybody at work was just all meh, and like we were upset. We were so sad. I never forget when we went to Blexit had an event at the White House with Donald Trump. And we brought some of our students in, I think 2020, October 2020, because Donald Trump had COVID at the time, President Trump. Okay. And we went there, and all the love that we received from Republicans and from people, on that side, I'd never seen anything like it in my life. We were these kids. We had our all black, extra boys outfits on or whatever. Everybody was wondering who we were. And so I was telling them about the work I was doing. And they was just like, man, like, this is amazing. People started, giving to our organization, etc. And so ever since then, I've noticed that, the most people that have given us the most hate and terror and the most pushback is people that look just like me, because I don't necessarily think like the status quo. Black people have this thing where if you don't think like everybody else, then you must be an immigrant. There's no way you're a Black American thinking like this, or you a coon, all the names or whatever. And after we got invited to the White House, my tune started to shift, because I'm just like, these people, I hadn't received any hate the whole time. And I told them exactly what I do, because at that time I was only working with black kids. And I was like, well, we working for black, we got black kids, we teaching them how to do this and that. It's like, we don't care. Like, this is amazing. Like, you're doing some great work. It was a shocker to me, because I had been begging to get to other, meetings, other Democrat senators. Like, I couldn't get no meetings. Nobody wanted to talk to us. Nobody wanted to help in a major way. These people didn't even know us, and they were pouring love. And so we did this one video with this guy named Siaka Massaquoi. I'm not sure if you know who he is, but he did a video with us at the White House, and it went mini viral online, and people found out who we were. And then I took this class with a friend of mine. His name's Brother Ben X. He taught me how to utilize social media to push what I was doing. He actually taught me, like, this is what you do. This is how you post. You need to post what you're doing, because people need to see this work all around the world. Never forget, as soon as I started posting on Twitter or whatever, we just started circulating immediately, because people had never seen what we've been doing, across the country on a consistent basis with these kids. And mind you, I started boarding them at one point during COVID. These kids came to live with me in my living room on some bunk beds. Like, that's how truly passionate I was about trying to fix these kids. It's been a long journey,
because you have taken kids out of abuse.
And just hang on, I just wanted to touch on what he was saying, because it was a post that came up on Facebook, and I was like, this is so true. It says people that read and research will always sound crazy to people who don't, and that is something so real. And I just wanted to connect it to what he was saying when, when he was like, black people, if you don't think like them, or you don't think one way, then this just hits what he just stated. So let's get back into it, y'all.
Abusive homes.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. We've had so many stories from molestation to starvation to just physical abuse. The stories I've heard, man, it's like they're not shocking anymore. They're just like, man, this is hell. Because now I'm imagining when I finally do get a story, like, how many other kids out here are going through this, like, and their moms at work. And the same thing I mentioned, the reason, one of the kids I was talking to, he was getting molested by his aunt's son, and he was every bit of like 14, 15 years old. But I'm sure that happened to him also. But the mom was hysterical, because she like, I'm just trying to work. I'm sending them over her house just to, so I can work during the day or whatever, because I noticed the kid didn't want to go home after a while. Like, he's just like, can I stay with y'all during the break? I'm just like, nah, you gotta go home, spend time with your family. And I always.
Okay, y'all. So like, again, I said, I just wanted y'all to see that actual clip of, his turning point in life, as far as Trump, how he felt, in the beginning, and then, afterwards. Like, again, he stated, you have to research, you have to know who you are putting in place. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that was the thing for me, just like they were saying that Trump's rallies was, Nazis and Hitler and all this other type of mess. And I went one and got the total opposite of what they were saying. Like, it was so peaceful to just see everybody on one accord, everybody wanting one thing. We had a good time. We laughed, we partied, we danced. We got to hear the man come out and, his other team people that was with him. And again, I like the fact that we opened up with prayer. I'm like, that's what it's all about. That's what we need. You know what I'm saying? So again, if y'all want to go see this, it's on Glenn Beck's page, YouTube channel, podcast episode 239. Make sure y'all go check it out. Y'all can see the full clip. It's hour and 15 something minutes long. So go check it out. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, kicking it with your girl. I could relate to him because I was in the same situation as he was. And then 2 years, it'll be working on 3 come February, y'all. I had a change of heart. I decided not to no longer let the media feed me and let me feed myself because it's out there for free. Get it. Again, we have to be safe how we search because some stuff is just going to pop up and just have negative, you know what I'm saying? So take time to research these people. And I can't stress this enough because it is very important that we no longer move backwards, that we continue to move forward. Okay? For our kids' future, they kids' future, y'all. We got to put this, we are setting the people in place for our kids' in the next generation to come. Okay? So it's very important, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, kicking it with your girl. Let's chop it up in the comment section. Until the next reaction, I'm out.